There they go. They're off and pacing. Blue Diamond Dies on the far outside, but everybody to her left is also leaving as they race down the backstretch, caught three deep in the early going. Blue Diamond Eyes quickly out from between horses. High Minded gets the top. Blue Diamond Eyes right alongside in second. A Special Moment followed by Single Girl and Class Assist. And these mares are getting serious here in this opening quarter. Blue Diamond Eyes by the opening quarter, 26-3. She is the track record holder at 149-1, and she's going to be rolling right along. She's actually geared down right now. Blue Diamond Eyes by a length and a half. High Minded second. A Special Moment splits this quintet in half from third as they race through the lower turn and approach the half-mile pole. Single Girl is next. And here comes Class Assist doing the dirty work from the back of the pack. She'll need some cover here. Probably won't get it. They're off the half in a moderate 56-2. Down the backstretch, Blue Diamond Eyes, the $1 million mare, cuts this one out. Class Assist rolls up on the outside, trying to attack. Sitting in the pocket along the rail. She's been there every step of the way. High Minded. Single Girl now comes three deep on the outside, and the one, A Special Moment, got shuffled back. She's buried right now, 124-1. 2 lengths will cover these mares at the top of the stretch. Blue Diamond Eyes brings them on home, bidding for 4 victories in a row. It is Blue Diamond Eyes, High Minded, Class Assist, A Special Moment, Single Girl gives way. Here's a rocking cheer drive for Yannick again. Blue Diamond Eyes, High Minded, Class Assist, A Special Moment, and Single Girl in 150-4. And there they go. They're off and trotting. Jazzy Jules and Shenzi A.S. Beltassima is on the move. Highly acclaimed Awesome Tricks and Zoe Dio as they trot down the backstretch and move to the far turn. And it is Beltassima who has secured the lead by a length and a half. Tucked in their second, Awesome Tricks, as they make their way to the quarter-mile pole. After that comes Shenzi A.S., who is third, as they roll by the opening quarter and a downpour. It is Beltassima who cuts this one out. Awesome Tricks is settled down nicely in second, followed by Shenzi A.S. in third. Jazzy Jules is fourth. Zoe Dio is up on the outside and highly acclaimed, and they're rolling to the half-mile pole and splashing right along. It is Beltassima who will try to go all the way on the front end for Andrew McCarthy, and they are bidding for their 4th victory in a row, 57 seconds flat. They are pretty well strung out in here. Up the backstretch, Beltassima showing her heels to the field, splashing along by 2. Followed by Awesome Tricks on a best behavior second. After that comes Shenzi A.S., who is third. A little bit of a gap now as they trot into 3/4. Jazzy Jules is next. Moving up on the outside, highly acclaimed and Zoe Dio as they trot by 3/4 in 126-1. Might be down to 2 at the top of the stretch. It is still Beltassima going well on the front end. We'll see how Awesome Tricks does at this stage in the stretch as they trot through the lane. It is Beltassima who continues to lead well in hand. It is Beltassima. Awesome Tricks a clear second. Here comes Jazzy Jules third. Highly acclaimed Shenzi A.S. and Zoe Dio, 155-1. Field is now in motion, and there they go. They're off and pacing. Goldie's Legacy between horses. Captain's Place, his place along the rail. Here's Madman Hill rushing up on the outside to take over command. Madman Hill brushes to the front. Goldie's Legacy for the time being is in the pocket. After that comes Captain's Place in third. A length and a half to Komodo Beach. He'll have some work to do. Caviar Lotus rides the tailgate, and here comes Yannick Gingras and Goldie's Legacy off that quarter in a strong 26-4. well out into the middle of the racetrack. Goldie's Legacy assumes command well in hand. Madman Hill tracking second, Captain's Place third. Komodo Beach is fourth, and Caviar Lotus can see them all. Lengths apart, no change in position. They're at the halfway point. Goldie's Legacy by a length, covering the half, 55 and 1. He should have plenty left as they straighten out for their long journey down the backstretch. Goldie's Legacy, track record holder, is there by 2. Madman Hill second, Captain's Place. Komodo Beach better get going, and when he moves, Caviar Lotus will drive with him. Getting away on the front end, Goldie's Legacy. He might be home free now on his best behavior. Pacing by 3/4, Goldie's Legacy leads at 122 and 1. He has just starts the entire field, and here comes Komodo Beach and Caviar Lotus from the back. Off the turn, in the stretch, they're on their way home. Goldie's Legacy still with a clear lead. Komodo Beach is good, but not good enough. It is all Goldie's Legacy. Komodo Beach and Caviar Lotus, Madman Hill and Captain's Place in 150 flat. And there they go. They're off and pacing. KJ Osmar is leaving today. Just Another Mickey is along the rail, followed out there by Girl Giggles. As they move down the backstretch to the far turn, KJ Osmar has the lead by a length and a half. Moving up on the outside, here comes So Jam Good under a full head of steam to take over second. Along the rail, Girl Giggles is into third, followed by the 1, Just Another Mickey in fourth. Moving up on the outside, Greta T, Just Wait and See, My Bikini Rocks, and Mr. No Fear. They're by the opening quarter, 27 and 4, racing past the stands. Finally making to the front, that is So Jam Good. Greta T rolls up on the outside. Might be some afternoon hardball in here. It is Greta T trying to clear and does. So Jam Good yields to second. Osmar now tracking in third. After that, Girl Giggles. Just Another Mickey is along the rail. Moving up on the outside, My Bikini Rocks. Just Wait and She shuffle back into eighth and jumping off stride on the outside. The trailer is now the 6th, Greta T. And moving from the back of the pack, Mr. No Fear, we're down to 7. KJ Osmar is the new leader for Tyler Sheehan by a length. Moving up on the outside, a closer second, Girl Giggles. Dropping back along the rail, So Jam Good. Racing by 3/4. Off that half in 56 and 4. 3/4, 126 and 2 around the far turn. Moving up on the outside, here comes Girl Giggles, the poking nose in front. KJ Osmar is fighting back along the rail. Scraping up on the outside, here comes My Bikini Rocks. And up the rail, that is Just Another Mickey, deep stretch. Here's Just Another Mickey to blow the tote board up if we had a tote board. KJ Osmar was next, followed by Girl Giggles, and a tight for fourth here with My Bikini Rocks, 157. And there they go. They're off fan trotting. Timeless Samantha will test the waters. Lucky Day Charms along the rail as they sprint down the backstretch, and now emerging with the lead, Volata Love. Volata Love takes the lead, 3 parts of a length. Knight's Guard away nicely in second. Lucky Day Charms is third. Going to be a long one for the 6th, Timeless Samantha, parked on the outside, fourth. Midway on the turn, Stylish Grace. After that comes BBR Lady, and trailing the field, Electric Mist, as they trot by the opening quarter-mile pole. Action Brewing driving up on the outside. Here comes Night Guard, but going back to the rail as Volata Love's going to go right down the highway. It is Volata Love, Night Guard second, followed by Lucky Day Charms in third. Along the rail, Timeless Samantha found a seat as they make their way to the half-mile pole. Trotting up on the outside, Bullet Bourbon Rocks Lady as they hit the halfway juncture. Stylish Grace got shuffled back, and Electric Mist trails the field. First 3 begin to get away. They're by the half in 58 and 3. Continuing down the backstretch, Volata Love under John McDonald going well on the front end. Night Guard is tracking in second. A big gap now to Lucky Day Charms third. The others are seemingly out of it as they make their way to three quarters. Electric Mist, Timeless Samantha along the rail. Stylish Grace is now pinned in. BBR Ladies up on the outside. Trotting by three quarters in a fast 126 and 4. Volata Love cuts the corner, but keep your eye on Ernie Hendry and Knight's Guard as they come off the pylons and trot up on the outside. Volata Love, Knight's Guard is charging at her, but it's Volata Love and Knight's Guard. Volata Love, Knight's Guard, they were noses apart. Lucky Day Charms was third, Electric Mist fourth, Stylish Grace, Timeless Samantha, and BBR Lady. That's all unofficial here in 156 and 4. It's really close on the win end. They're off and trotting. Arabella's Glider between horses takes the lead, followed by Body Armor in the middle of the track. Unbelievable Kemp further out. Timo Kemp on the far outside as they scramble for position down the backstretch to the turn. Arabella's Glider has the lead by 3. Body Armor away nicely. Nostalgic is settled down from his rail spot. After that, Unbelievable Kemp found a seat. Trotting by the opening quarter, tucked away is Just That, followed by B. Lisa and Timo Kemp. And thereby the opening quarter mile in 27 and 3 past the stands. It is Arabella's Glider well in hand, going smartly on the front end. Body Armor is going to get the Golden Journey here in second. Nostalgic with the leaders in third as they trot around the lower turn and move to the half-mile pole. Unbelievable Kemp with the first flight. Gapping now, that is tucked away along the rail. After that, B. Lisa and trailing the field, Timo Kemp. He has about 20 lengths to make up here in the final half mile. They open up the opening half in 56 and 3. Continuing down the backstretch, Arabella's Glider continues to lead by a solid length. Body Armor bides his time in second. Moving up on the outside, here comes Nostalgic underway from third. One of the Kemp brothers, that's Unbelievable, who is now still with the first flight. After that comes B. Lisa toward the rail. Tucked away and nothing yet in a surprising effort by Timo Kemp on this huge drop down, racing by three quarters in 125 and 3. They're now fanned out 5 wide in the drive to the wire. Nostalgic has taken over. It is Nostalgic. Body Armor shook free second. Arabella's Glider third. Unbelievable Kemp fourth. B. Lisa was next in 156. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Way to a picture perfect start. Spirit Shadow out from between horses takes the lead, followed by Everything Z-Tam along the rail. Wynyard Hanover is now moving up on the outside. The Speedy Art Carry Art Richard now moves up on the extreme outside as they move to the quarter-mile pole. Uncle Si is next. Delta Winner got away a little bit tardily in 6th, racing 7th, Rock and Row. And Hurricane Jafari trails the field. 26 and 3, they're racing past the stands, jumping off stride. Caveat Richmond on the outside. Everything Z-Tam is going to go right down the highway in here. Everything Z-Tam in front by a length and a half, followed by Spirit Shadow on his heels in second, getting itchy and ready to pull the trigger up on the outside. Wynyard Hanover. They're at the half-mile pole, and they straighten out down the backstretch, 55 and 1. 7 are on gate as they approach three quarters. Everything Z-Tam a length and a half. Spirit Shadow is second. Wynyard Hanover up on the outside. Delta Winner will have to come 3 wide at some stage in the final quarter of a mile. Uncle Si's buried along the rail. Rock and Roll. After that comes Hurricane Jafari and far back Caveat Richmond as they race by three quarters. Everything Z-Tam is everything so far. And here comes the $1 million man up on the outside, having won in 147. Delta winner and Tony Hall moving steadily on the extreme outside. Off the turn in the stretch, and they're on their way home. Delta winner strikes the front. Rock and Roll closing late. Delta winner, Rock and Roll, very tight between Everything Z-Tam and Spirit Shadow. Unofficial in 152 and 4. And there they go. They're often pacing. Genghis Chokasu is going to the front. Tarasi is leaving on the extreme outside as they race down the back stretch. Dandy's Duchess is next. 3 deep on the outside and a little bit rough. That's Turn Me Loose, but he goes on. A Lion Eye Loretta's up on the outside, jumping off stride. That's the one, Dandy's Duchess, as they make their way to the quarter-mile pole. Swanky Diamond, Best Bold up on the outside. As they move by the opening quarter-mile pole, Genghis Chokasu is there, now taking over to the top. That is Tarasi in front by a length and a half. Genghis Chokasu is second. Swanky Diamond rolls up on the outside. Third, Aradash parked on the outside. Fourth, Turn Me Loose is next as they approach the half-mile pole. Here comes Best Bolt, the 10. Moving up on the outside, a Lion Eye Loretta is along the rail. As they move to the half-mile pole, that is Dancing Eyes shuffle back into 8th. 9th up on the outside, Flying Marvin 10th and last after the break, Dandy's Duchess. They're at the half on a good 56 and 1, continuing down the backstretch. Tarasi rolling right alongside in second, Genghis Chokasu. He's coming back for more as they approach 3 panels. Along the rail, Swanky Diamond is third. Turn Me Loose is up on the outside. Aradash is underway, dropping back a Lion Eye Loretta. Moving up on the outside, here comes Best Bolt, gap of 3, Dancing Eyes. After that comes Flying Marvin and the one, Dandy's Duchess. They covered 3/4 in a fast 124 and 2. Off the turn in the stretch, they're on their way home, and here is an absolute rocking chair drive for Tarasi. He has opened up 10 when it's all said and done. It is Tarasi, Genghis Chokasu, a late closing Aradash third. 6, Turn Me Loose was fourth, and 152 and 2. A winner by double digits for Tony, Alanya, and Devin Tharps. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Slow start for the 10, Big Boy Frazier. The big picture between horses, Demi Ivy along the rail. Moving up on the extreme outside, here comes Skip Jive, off and between horses, Evermore Legacy. Evermore Legacy grabs the racetrack, not for long, because Send It In Jerome is up on the early attack. Followed by Demi Ivy in third. Around the top turn, the favorite Team Captain is fourth. Next in line comes the big picture, fifth for Tony Hall. As they wheel off that quarter, pace in front of the grandstand, heading to the half-mile pole, the quarter in 28 and 2/5. They're racing past the stands. Followed by Smooth and Creamy next. Moving up on the outside, Joe McDude. After that comes Big Boy Frazier. He's fought his way back into it. The new guy is now buried along the rail in 9th. Frontier Muffler. Skip Jive is 10th on the outside. Action brewing at the half. The new leader is Evermore Legacy in 57 and 4. They're out of the turn and down the backstretch. Evermore Legacy, Send It In Jerome's going to stay the pocket. Moving up on the outside, Uncovered in a tough one, Team Captain. Followed by Demi Ivy along the rail as they approach 3/4. Evermore Legacy will bring them on home. Send It In Jerome second. Making little headway, Team Captain third. Demi Ivy is along the rail. Dude is up on the outside. Nowhere to go for Smooth and Creamy along the rail. Ranging up on the outside, the big picture. After that comes Skip Jive along the rail, followed by Big Boy Frazier and Frontier Muffler in 126 and 2. And Todd Warren has just put this field to bed. It is all Evermore Legacy. Send It In Jerome was second. Looks like team captain third, tight for fourth, unofficial in 154 and 3. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Sergeant Papa Daddy is going the front with Innocent Victim between horses. Pacific Stride is along the rail as they race down the backstretch. Off the qualifier and the long layoff, it is Sergeant Papa Daddy who strikes the front for John McDonald. Innocent Victim's going to get carted along beautifully today. After that comes the mare Skyway Valerie, followed by Fancy Colt and a slow starting Pacific Stride. As they move by the opening quarter-mile pole, Always a Fighter, Dio's Perfect Sound, and Giuseppe Molosca. Past the stands, going well on the front end. Who's your daddy right now? It's Sergeant Papa Daddy. That's who's on top. Sergeant Papa Daddy by a length. Innocent Victim second. Skyway Valerie third. Fancy Colt's going to get pinned in along the rail. Pacific Stride is up on the outside. Now forced extremely wide to the outside. Dio's Perfect Sound. She is underway. Shuffled further back. Always a Fighter and Giuseppe Molosca is eighth up on the outside as this equine train went past the half in 56 and 4 up the backstretch. Sergeant Papa Daddy continues to lead the way, followed by a stalking second, Innocent Victim. Moving up on the outside, Fancy Colt uncovered. Skyway Valerie along the rail. Pacific Stride is next. Dio's Perfect Sound. Always a Fighter drops back. Nothing from Giuseppe today. They are really strung out here in race number 10. Off 3/4 and 125 and 4. And Sergeant Papa Daddy has given this field the slip. They're deep into the stretch. It is all Sergeant Papa Daddy who brings them on home. Innocent Victim second. Skyway Valerie third. Pacific Stride fourth. Unofficial here in 154 and 1. Claiming on 5, Sergeant Papa Daddy. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Rock and Roll Rosie is leaving today. Danza along the rail with Hayeswood Ron and Coakwee. As they link up onto that far turn, Rock and Roll Rosie has gone to the front. Coakwee is second. Creus and Rock is hung out to dry third, followed by Hayeswood Ron in fourth. Danza gets away next, moving up on the outside. Here comes Pandemic under a full head of steam. Mid-Aronian Cheese is next, followed by Advanced Man Yankee, kept in there by the opening quarter-mile pole, 27 and 4. Rushing to the front, Pandemic on the outside. Creus and Rock is now parked on the outside, trying to get to the front end. Rock and Roll Rosie will now shuffle back to third along the rail as they race through the lower turn and hit the half-mile pole. Creus and Rock is next, followed by Coakwee, and they're at the halfway point in 55 and 1. They're out of the turn and down the backstretch and finally making the top. It is Creus and Rock, and this field of 10 is really strung out. Pandemic is next. Moving up on the outside, here comes Rock and Roll Rosie once again as they approach 3/4. Around the final turn, Creus and Rock leads away. No excuse for the grinding 4, Rock and Roll Rosie. Pandemic is now dropped out of it. Coakwee is next. Hayeswood Ron is up on the outside. Advanced Man has to do that. In between horses comes Danza as they make their way to the top of the stretch. Mingo is next as they race by 3/4 in 124 and 3. Mid-Aronian Cheese is the trailer. But looking back over his shoulder, Archie Buford, it is all Creus and Rock in a huge effort. Rock and Roll Rosie second, followed by Pandemic. Looks like Mid-Aronian Cheese has gotten fourth, along with Advanced Man fifth to complete the super high 5 in 154.